or if it's too low. Or maybe if like a goalie is like 33 for 34, you give it to them.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on into another edition of Villanova Wildcats Ice Hockey. My name is Jason Joseph, and this is my broadcasting partner, Tom Hill, with me, always alongside with me. Happy New Year. The Villanova Wildcats are looking to welcome in the new year with a W. And, well, Tom, this Westchester team, it's not going to be so easy to beat them. You know, these are two big rivals that are in the ECHA. And it should be a very interesting game tonight between the both of these teams. Westchester, one of the top three teams in the ECHA standings, right behind George Mason University, and then you got the Villanova Wildcats, who are not too far behind.
Yeah, and when you take a look at this Westchester team, 15 wins. They have 31 points, second in the ECHA conference, Jason, and a lot of that has been propelled by their great scoring. You know, we look at Logan Myers, Zach Crane, both of those players have 24 and 23 points respectively, and then you can't sleep on last year's ECHA Player of the Year and Jake Vitullo, who also has 21 points of his own. So this Golden Rams team is going to come out firing. We expect it to be, potentially a high-scoring game, Jason, but a lot of implications here for the Villanova Wildcats. They're a strong defensive team, something you and I have seen through and through back in 2024 in the first stint of the season. And another thing that we did see a lot in those home games was the defense. We saw these defensemen, they were able to shut down or sometimes just neutralize the offensive attack and a lot of strong offensive scores from these opposing ECHA teams. So this will be something that is interesting. It's fighting fire with fire, and we're going to see, which team strength ends up coming out with the win here tonight in what is shaping up to be a very big-time game between these two squads.
It is going to be a big-time game between both of these squads. The Westchester Golden Rams, they've won their last 4 games, and they've been red hot. And obviously the Wildcats, they've won 3 out of their last 4 games too. I think that it's going to all come down to the 2 netminders. We're expecting Kapranov to be in the net tonight for the Villanova Wildcats, and of course Zimmerman for the Westchester Golden Rams. It should be a good battle. If both of those guys are in net, I think that it's gonna be really tight.
It will be, and this is also a deep goaltending unit. Both teams, Patrick Goldschmidt, 6-0 undefeated for the Golden Rams. Obviously, Lou Larada has also had a lot of success for the Wildcats this season. We should expect Dmitry Kapranov in the net tonight. He's 6-2-1, 93.5 save percentage. This was a player that was the ECHA goaltender of the year just 2 seasons ago. And then if you take a look at the Westchester side, Chad Zimmerman, 17 wins last season, most wins for a goalie in the entire ECHA conference, Jason. So you also get strengths on both sides, and in the sense that both teams can score and really be fiery and dynamic offensively, but you also get 2 teams with 2 really good goalies.
Absolutely, and look, the last time that both of these teams played against each other, it was on December 9th of 2023, and Villanova actually ended up winning in a shootout. It was a 5-4 shootout. Kapranov was 31 for 35 in net, and Chad Zimmerman was 41 for 45. I mean, just 2 teams that are pretty evenly matched. Got a lot of really, really good talent on both sides, and it should be fun to watch. This Villanova Wildcats team, I want to talk about their last game real quickly, but they were able to put up 15 shots on goal in every single period, and it really looked like that they did a very good job at just controlling the pace in the last game.
Charlie Davis is going to be a big focal point here tonight. He leads the Wildcats in goals and assists. He's had 5 goals in his last 2 contests. One of those games he had a hat trick, so he has just been the engine, the spark for this Wildcats team offensively, and he's going to be big time here tonight, Jason. If the Wildcats want to win this game against a team in Westchester that can score, they need him to show up in a big way.
Yeah, they're going to need him to be a big key factor tonight. And for the Caro, as you mentioned, him as well, they're going to need him to step up too. And it should be a fun one to watch. We're going to step aside for just a little bit, but when we come back, we will have Wildcats and Golden Rams play-by-play here at Hatfield Ice Arena. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Wildcats obviously taking on the Westchester Golden Rams. Should be a good matchup between the both of these two teams as puck drop is just underway.
It'll be interesting to see if Villanova is able to intercept some of these passing lanes, Jason. We know Westchester likes to score.
Cardajano goes up with a shot, and already he puts it up, and he's able to put it in. So Cardajano had a really nice dump-off pass. And just like that, the Rams are able to strike on first.
Well, that was quick. 30 seconds
Jake
into
Vitullo.
this game, it was the 2024 ECHA Player of the Year, someone we mentioned in Vitullo. And just like that, his 12th goal of the year. We did detail, Jason, on the pregame that this Westchester Golden Ram team likes to score. 92 goals scored. That leads the entire ECHA. And didn't even take them a minute to already put a dent on the scoreboard.
And Cardajano give him credit for the assist as well. So just a 1-0 score as the Rams are able to take care of the puck first. Over Villanova can try to come up with a counterpunch here as there's a shot that goes up. It's deflected though. And 1-0 game, 2 shots on goal so far, and we're not even a minute into this game.
Yeah, this is going to be somewhat worrisome for the Villanova Wildcats if you're not able to cut off some of these passing lanes, and a lot of these really quick skaters for Westchester can get in. And
the Wildcats over on the other side got some action with Jonathan the Rocky out there. Hopefully you can try to get on the board today. One thing about this team, this Westchester team, is that they have a lot of size. There's a little shot that goes up, and that's deflected. And that was Chase Hannon, who's had a very good season. Just tried to backhand it in. Davis on the drive over on the other side. Puts up a shot. It's deflected though, and it's off the glove of Zimmerman. Good save there. That was a rocket coming right at him.
an early line shift. We see now Davis go back to the bench. Villanova opting for offense, obviously down 1-0 very early in this game. But Kapranov versus Zimmerman was the marquee goaltender matchup coming into tonight, Jason.
Yeah.
And so far, Westchester has thrown the first punch, and they have been attacking here, already up 1 goal. We'll see if the Wildcats can tie the score and just apply some pressure.
We have an icing call and some little pushing and shoving as well, and player down 2. But we expect that this game is going to be, of course, back and forth, but these are 2 rivals who, tend to have a lot of history against each other from a historical perspective. We mentioned that the last time that they played each other, it was back in December of 2023, and Villanova was able to win in a shootout. But the night before that, they were obviously playing at Westchester, and Westchester had the better end there too. So they're both 2 talented teams going up against each other. So far, though, Villanova not starting on the right foot.
And Connor Stratton was the Golden Ram who hit the deck over on that far side right by his own goalie and Zimmerman. So it's going to force a face-off coming here in plus territory for Westchester to try to go up 2 goals really early still in this game.
Polito for the Rams versus Peretti. Who wins the battle? Goes over towards the near corner. And Villanova trying to get possession of the puck. This time it goes over towards the near side. Got to play defense as the puck is saved. And that's already the 3rd shot on goal so far. One thing that we've seen, we talked about Vitullo getting his 12th goal of the season, also now 22 points. And he's been very active out there this year, having another spectacular season. One of the 3 players who has 20 or more points with the Golden Rams. Already a 1-0 lead, thanks to a goal by Vitullo. Comes Peretti over on the other side for the Villanova Wildcats. Tries to deflect it and hand it off or make a dump-off pass. Esposito is there in coverage. And I'll flick it back over to Tomczak. And Tomczak can't get a good pass off. Tried to give it up to his teammate Peretti. And the Wildcats again got to get back on defense. Out in transition. Good job by Peretti to stay on his man. And getting a glove on it is going to be Dmitry Kapranov.
Yeah, Kenny Duffield was streaking down the ice towards center and was in that low slot, had the pass from the far side. It looked like they might have had something pushing through there, but got to give a lot of credit to Kapranov rebounding after that early goal just 30 seconds into the game from Vitullo. It looked like it was Hannon with the steal. Now a face-off coming here.
Another shot that is saved again by Kapranov. And that was a rocket that came launching over to him. That was Joey Cardarelli who was able to put up the shot there.
What's tough about this Westchester team too, Jason, is not only do they score a lot, 93 goals now leads the ECHA, but they also allow very few.
Third straight face-off won by the Golden Rams. Puck goes flying, hot potato, as it goes over towards the far corner. Tom Schaff trying to get a stick on it and trying to get it out of traffic. But Golden Rams still have possession, and now it's intercepted. And the Wildcats trying to go on a little play here. Some good action between some of the Wildcats players. That was Kabelski and Nick Wood. A little dump-off pass. Goes over to Matt Balzerati. He's over in the near corner, dumps it back off over to Tom Schack. Tom Schack gets a stick on it. And this time it goes over towards or past the red line. And again, Villanova comes up empty.
Phenomenal play by Chase Hannon, not letting Balzerati get any sort of angle to try to score there. And then there was a slap shot created from Tom Schack over at the top in the left wing area, and just Wildcats unable to really generate any comfortable looking shot. And you know, something I mentioned, 31 goals allowed for Westchester. That's the second fewest behind Villanova, who leads the ECHA with just 29 goals allowed. So it can really beat you in different facets, this Golden Rams team. And they've come out guns blazing.
Villanova finally able to win a face-off, but there's some traffic over on the far corner. Let's see if the blue line can stand its ground. Looks like Charlie Davis is back out there for the Villanova Wildcats. Mentioned him being a very big factor, and we have a whistle called. Looks like there's going to be a penalty, so we have yet to see what the penalty is going to be. But it's already the Wildcats have started things off. They've been really flat out there. The blue line has not really been up to par, but obviously, not to make any excuses, but this is what happens when you're still coming back and you're trying to get into rhythm. You also have Coach Bobko now as the assistant coach, so that changes things. And there's definitely a little bit of rust. And the power play is they're going to say a penalty is going to be on Davis, and he's over in the box.
Yeah, and this could hurt him too, more offensively too, but losing the player allows for this Westchester team to get even more comfortable shots up potentially.
Fedicaro tried to get involved a little bit into the action. And an interception there that goes up by Naraki. Naraki wants to try to dump it off and just flicks it off with the heel of Robbie Moses. There's another shot that goes up, and it's over the head of Zimmerman. And another whistle called.
Yeah, that far side circle looked like Naraki was trying to work something in to maybe Fedicaro, but Moses got a little bit lucky that hit his foot and popped up into the air and then caused the ricochet. But we have seen this Wildcat team look a bit disjointed offensively. We'll see if they're able to now take advantage of this 4-on-4. As Cartesiano will take a seat for the Golden Rams.
Ray Cartesiano, 9 points this year, 7 assists, and 2 goals in 14 games played. Over some 4-on-4 action. About 4.5 minutes into this first period. I'd like to see some gritty defense downhill by the Wildcats. Matt Balzerati. Pretty good play by him. How about that little screen by Balzerati? He's just really getting into some of these Rams wheelhouse and trying to play mind games with them.
And Nick Wood tried to clear it out for the Wildcats, but was unable to do just that.
Dump off pass, and it's a little nice check there by Davion Peretti. And the blue line trying to stand its ground again for the Villanova Wildcats. Dumped over towards the near corner, and shot is up by Whitaker, and it's over the net. But Golden Rams will have to reset here. Oh, nice little interception. That was Brendan Sargent who got a stick on that. They got to still play defense. Boba was thinking that the Rams player was going to shoot it there. Did not go, though. Again, Whitaker dumps it back off. And it's going to go over to Chase Hannon. And then slides it over to Vitullo, and Vitullo's shot gets deflected again. Villanova's defense just holding their ground, and they did a very good job there.
Very stout. We see Westchester with the line change here, and that's a lot more of what we've seen this season, Jason, from the Wildcats defensively. They kind of got struck bit out of sorts 30 seconds into the game with Vitullo's opening goal. But still 20 seconds left here on this power play. We'll see if they take advantage of it.
Davis on a drive all by himself. He thought about taking it all the way over to the net, but instead he's going to reset. Tomczak over at the point. Puts up a shot. No good. Just a little bit wide. Davis again wants to be the point. And this time it's handed off over to Tomczak. The puck movement. Shot goes up and it's just a little bit behind the nets. Oh, Davis had the angle. It just was a little bit off. Davis still has the rebound, though. And again, 13:35 left to go. Shot is up and it's saved again off of the stick that went off of, that ended up going off of a Peretti stick.
And we've seen this, Westchester team, Gavin Terity, Connor Stratton were in the fray, and they weren't letting any Villanova player get those ricochets. And then obviously on the slap shot, you got to give a lot of credit to Chase Hannon so far. Absolutely. He has put on a defensive masterclass so far. And we're just about 7 minutes into this game.
Trying to get some more shots. There's some traffic over on offense, but dump off is going to be an outlet pass over to the Golden Rams, with the Wildcats still have control of the puck. Just in their own zone, though. Seen a lot of action from Tomczak so far in this game. A 2-0 run in regards to the shots on goal for Villanova, so they've done a much better job at limiting those shots.
You definitely want to try to take advantage when you get Davis out there on that line, and especially with his burst and how productive he's been lately as well.
It goes dumped off right behind the net, and Kenny Duffield will dump it off for, now he has control of the puck right behind the net. He's hoping to dump it off to somebody. Finally, it's over towards the far side. Over at center ice come the Rams over on the other side. Vitullo has possession of the puck, dribbles around the timeline. He'll try to do a little turnaround dump-off pass right behind the net. And the Wildcats able to come away with it. Give credit where credit is due for this Wildcats defense, especially with what they were able to do with Tyler Cooper right behind the net.
Yeah, and we saw, it looked like Vitullo was trying to create for somebody else to maybe dip towards the slot down low and maybe poke it in, but nothing ever really developed there. And you got to give a lot of credit to this Wildcats defense. After the initial goal, they have stayed true.
How about that interception? But just the shot is just way too wide. It was by Walter Oestreicher. Haven't really seen them involved a whole lot over on the offensive side. And Davion Peretti was trying to give it back to Oestreicher, but the Rams are able to get possession, and here they come on a little fast break by Logan Myers, who's been somebody that you got to watch out for. Has it over in the near corner. Stuck in traffic, though. And reset once again by Chase Hannon. Boy, we've been calling his name a lot today, Tom.
He's been
shot that's up, and that one, the net is going to move. Looks like Tyler Manto had a shot that was in the slot, and we have some bickering back and forth. Over on the ground there was Zach Crane, who's been one of those players who is just so pesty. 23 points for him on the season. I mean, they were almost able to get a goal there. Again, wide open crease over towards the near slot. Good job by the Wildcats.
Aiden Thierloff almost put it in for Westchester, and it looks like there was some pushing and shoving between him and a Wildcat. I'm not entirely sure. This hasn't been sorted out yet. The goal is not yet in place. Now it is. But nonetheless, we're going to get a face-off coming for the Rams. And this is something that, if you're Villanova, you have to try to take advantage of opportunities that you create offensively, because situations like this where Westchester can put you in a 2-0 hole not even 10 minutes into the first period.
Peretti and Thierloff are facing off over at the red circle in Villanova territory. Stumped over towards the corner. And shot is deflected. It was off of Myers' stick. Saved, though. It was by Wade Courtney. Here come the Wildcats trying to get a little deflection there. And Michael Vogel says, "I've had enough." We'll dump it off and trying to take it or hit it over towards the wall. And Golden Rams play a little bit of keep away.
This is the Davis line. We'll see if the Wildcats can score here. If you're Westchester, your objective here is essentially don't let 71 get a full head of steam moving. And if he can kind of pick up steam towards center ice and pick it up towards the slot and maybe dump something down low, or just even create for himself, get his defender off kilter. But if you're Villanova, you want to try to put something up because you've been outshot so far early, Jason, 8-2, and obviously outscored 1-0. And this is a Westchester team, something that I can't stress enough. They score a lot and they don't allow a lot.
Ooh, a nice little shot that is up and just blocked. That was off a Tomchak's stick. Now he has to get back on defense and guard Zach Creighton over on the other side as he goes right behind the wall. Dumps it back off, though, to Myers. And the Wildcats get their blue line back in check to protect their netminder. And shot off the stick. It was off of Myers, but a good job by the defense. It was Peretti. And, of course, for the Wildcats out there as well, was able to get it off of Fedeccaro's stick.
Yeah, minor opportunity for D'Alessandro to put one across for Westchester, but fortunate for Villanova, they were able to poke it out of the crease before any more damage could ensue.
Tomchak with a little shovel pass, and this time it's deflected, and there's a shot up, no good. Again, good save there, as it was just a little bit wide, and Vogel's now out in transition. That shot was going up by Kenny Duffield. Couldn't get it to go, though. Rams on offense again. Duffield wants to try to play some offense, and some bodies go flying as the puck gets drawn back over towards the blue line. Lots of physical play from this Rams offense. That's what has been expected. They have a loose stick, and it was from the Golden Rams. They'll reset it right behind the net once again. 8 shots on goal for the Rams and just 3 for the Wildcats. Less than 9 minutes to go in this first period. Not a whole lot of shots being taken up by Villanova. And they're just trying to play keep away here. One thing about this Rams team is that they get a lot of power play goals this year. This little dump off pass again, and Wildcats trying to get possession of it. There's Vogel, who will dump it back off again, right behind the net.
Just the Wildcats are unable to really get into clean offensive sets, and at the very best, you would like to see someone try to create, maybe even individually offensively. And whenever Davis comes out, it feels like they try to get something brewing, but it's not quite there yet.
And there's Balzarati on the drive, but he had it. Oh, he almost had it. I thought maybe he was going to get a shot off there. Rebound intercepted again by the Golden Rams. That's Jake Vitullo, able to stick his hand into the cookie jar.
Yeah, his goal has been the difference in this game so far.
And the Wildcats once again dribbling as Nick Wood. Wood thought that he had a little bit of daylight, and it was deflected again. And the Rams defense stands tall.
Yeah, right
7
in the
minutes
slot.
and 35 seconds to go.
Wade Courtney, the defenseman, just standing tall, not letting a pass develop. And this is why we're about almost 13 minutes into this period, and the Wildcats only have 3 shots on goal. And even their shots, Jason, have been kind of uncomfortable looking.
Yeah, they're not able to get into their sets. A little zigzag that goes up by the Wildcats. Good shot deflection again by Thierloff. Thierloff dumps it off over to Peretti. Peretti trying to go up with the left shot. No. Actually, I think he tried to pass it to somebody, but it was in no man's land. And the Rams will have it again. Missed opportunity for the Wildcats.
This is where it can be really tough for the Golden Rams when they have the Vitullo line, but Villanova was able to survive that scare from Vitullo here as the icing call will freeze us at 6:46. But Jason, it feels like we thought maybe it was going to be a slow start. Obviously, the Wildcats have not played a game in a month,
yes,
and we have seen that so far offensively.
Yeah, but as the game goes on, you would expect that they're going to be able to try to get into their sets a little bit more, and hopefully they'll be able to do that. They have won 4 faceoffs in a row, which has been really nice. Tomchak wins one right there. The player down over on the ice. Wildcats trying to get it over towards the near side. Dump off pass, and it is going to hit the far side wall with 6:25 left to go. Rams still have control of it, and again, it's picked up by Zach Crane. Jonathan Naraki still out there for the Wildcats. Mentioned his name a few times. Let's have an opportunity here. Deflected off the stick of Tower Cooper. Cooper from Dix Hills, New York. 15 games played, 4 points for him on the year so far. Comes Jack Fittacaro with a speed of lightning. Is trapped though in the right behind the net. Trying to help him out is Peretti, and nobody can seem to get on top of the puck. Fittacaro dumps it off, and winning that battle and able to get a hold of the puck there was Kenny Duffield. Shots up by Davis, no good. Rebounded though by the Wildcats. Here's a shot that's up, no. Oh, that went off the stick of Tom Lynch. Lynch couldn't get anything to it. He had the rebound, and he had a good shot opportunity, just couldn't get it in.
Just a bit to the left, and you see the phenomenal goaltending of Chad Zimmerman. This is
He's special.
Player that, most wins a year ago throughout the course of the season, and you really start to see why this Westchester team has been so dominant this season, Jason. And we've just seen that in real time so far throughout a large portion of this first period where, Villanova, now we're starting to see what looks to be more of an offensive attack, trailing very early in this game. But got to give a lot of credit to these Golden Ram defensemen as well as Zimmerman in the net.
Another power play opportunity for the Golden Rams, and you got to kill that penalty if you're Villanova. So Naraki is over in the penalty box. They were able to kill one penalty today, and the Rams have had a lot of success this year on the power play. They scored 4 power play goals, all 4 of their goals in the second period of their last game, Tom.
And this is where they really bread their butter, and they take advantage because they have such quick players. When the opponent is down a man and these shorthanded goal opportunities present themselves, you always want to take advantage, but very few do it like Westchester.
Balzerati trying to get it for Villanova. Instead, on the drive, will be Chase Hannon. Hannon gets it over towards the other side, dumps it right behind the net, though. Good pass. That's over to Jake Vitullo. Vitullo will reset it back over to Whitaker. Whitaker to Chase once again. Vitullo, they're just passing it up and down and making really good plays. The shot is no good, just a little bit wide by Dominic D'Alessandro. Thought maybe he had it there. And again, Whitaker does a good job utilizing all his speed, trying to get towards the other side. He's trapped right over near towards the wall. Was able to dump it off. Lots of physicality between the both of these teams. These 2 players go down there, one of them being, of course, Vitullo.
Vitullo got slammed over on the far side.
He did.
By Nick Wood. And, this is where it could be tough for Villanova if they keep on racking up penalties. Obviously, you want to use your physicality to try to neutralize these Golden Ram players. Now with Logan Myers obviously back in the fray on this new line, the previous line before the stoppage, and this is where it can get dicey. See Duffield in as well as Zach Crane, so now Villanova is down 2 players.
Now it's Nick Wood, so it's a 5-on-3. Oof. It's going to be tough for them. Let's see if they can slide on defense. Davis is out there. Now trying to play defense is Tom Lynch. Shots up, and that one is good. Getting that one there is Logan Myers. Another goal for Logan Myers this year. That's now his 25th point and his 9th goal of the season. That was too easy.
It just was, and he leads this Golden Rams team in assists with 16, and now closing in on double digits with goal number 9. And you just had a feeling, Jason, that when Villanova lost Wood on that penalty, that it was going to come back and bite them, and it did. And
another power play goal by Logan Myers this year. He's up there in the ECHA in that category.
yeah, one away from double digits, and still a shorthanded opportunity for the Golden Rams with Wood sitting for another minute and a half.
I just dumped it off, but it went off of a Wildcat stick, and icing is called. So Naraki will come back, and now it's just a 5-on-4. But again, that's a part of what they do, and for Villanova, they got to provide a counterpunch to that.
And we've seen it now here with Davis back in on this change, but you got to figure that defense is pretty important as well. You have to try to salvage this minute 25 down a player.
Come up pass in that time. It was saved again by Kapranov. It was Brendan Whitaker who tried to get a little backhanded shot in, and we know that he can obviously put the puck in the net too, but Kapranov did a good job standing his ground.
It's something we've seen and something we mentioned on the pregame, Jason. It seems like the star player for the opposing team, Villanova, does a nice job neutralizing them, but both Myers and Vitula with the scoring here tonight, and they've done a lot of that all year long for Westchester.
Lots of noise from them. And just 5 shots on goal for this Wildcats. Talked about John Moores now taking over as the coach. Bob Coe, and now he's the assistant coach. A little dump off pass that is in the stick of Vitullo over towards the near slot. Try to play monkey in the middle, and it's Whitaker who tries to deflect it, and it almost went off of the stick and in by the Golden Knights. Almost being able to get a stick on that one there was Aiden Tierloff. And Tierloff has it back. Alessandro on the receiving end of things. Get it back over towards the far side, dumps it off. And this time it goes into the stick of Duffield. 30 seconds left on this power play. And Villanova with Naraki trying to get a stick on it. It's dumped off once again in the hands of Chase Hannon. And they're trying to get over the puck again over Vogel. And then both of them took a big hit. Oh man, Hannon flying.
Yeah, an opportunity for Robbie Moses towards the slot there, but Villanova will get that 5th skater back on the ice. So this could be big for them with 2 minutes remaining here in this first period.
They'll try to get on the board here for Villanova at this time around. There's Brendan Sargent with a dump-off pass that's not to a teammate, though. It's to a Golden Ram pass, an outlet pass that goes all the way down over to Villanova. Nice little play there by Kenny Duffield. He just couldn't get it in, though. Great pass, though. And now, here come the Wildcats. They have an opportunity. It was a wide-open shot. That's no good, again, by Walter Ostreicher. Wildcats have to get back on defense. Tomchak gets the dump-off pass over to him. And, again, a good save, once again, by the netminder Zimmerman. Thought maybe that there was an opportunity for Ostreicher to try to redeem himself on that second try, but tried to do it from the near side, couldn't get it in. Other far side, no good either.
Yeah, wide to the right over on that left circle there. But now a face-off coming here with Davis back in. We'll see if Villanova could get on the board here. A little under a minute and a half to play in this first period, but Westchester driving.
And Gaffney had it for a very quick second. Shot goes up, and good job by Kapranov. They got a stick on it, and the Villanova Wildcats able to stand their ground again. Boy, that was trouble.
That was really close. Tomchak in the crease was able to really save it from being an even worse fire.
Davis used the sidewall, and now an outlet pass again. And that's off the stick as it goes up over the stick of Ray Cardigiano. Again, he was just cherry picking right down low. And another whistle called. I mean, you look at just the transition of, like when they're trying to go back on defense, Cardigiano was wide open. And they're making so many passes that are just right behind the red line.
A great reactionary move from Kapranov, and we've seen the speed of this Westchester team, the way, to your point, Jason, with the transition going from defense to offense, and their passing has been spectacular so far here tonight.
Pavelski is out there for the first time. Meanwhile, getting hit there for Villanova. I believe it was Carfy. 35 seconds left to go in this first period. Wildcats have it over towards the near side. Dump off that goes all the way over to Cooper's end, and Cooper trying to get it. Just dumped it right behind the nets. Shot is no good by Tom Lynch off of the stick of a Ram. And getting involved in the action is Jake Vitullo getting a stick again, but the Wildcats try to get a shot. And again, it's Cooper who just couldn't get the right angle on it. And the glove, again, Zimmerman doing his job.
I think the initial one was actually gloved by Ray Particiano before it even got to Zimmerman, but we've seen this Villanova team. It's very uncharacteristic of them to have nothing on the scoreboard, just 7 shots on goal. With 12 seconds left here in this first period.
Alzarati gets over on top of the puck for a second. It's like he was trying to be a netminder for a quick second. Just recover a fumble. And that's going to do it. Wildcats had a chance, and we have a player down over on the far side. And obviously they go into halftime with a 2-0 deficit, and you don't want to lose a guy in Nick Wood over there. Took a really big hit right over towards the far side of the wall. But 2-0 is the score. Rams have the lead, and hopefully the Wildcats can try to get back into this game. Yep. Okay. Well, it's a 2-0 deficit. Oh, we're not on camera? All right. 2-0 so far as the Wildcats are trailing to the Golden Rams. Jason Joseph here alongside Tom Hill. And Tom, not the start that you really wanted for the Villanova Wildcats. You figured that they were going to come out just a little bit flat, but they just could not. I mean, just in the very beginning minutes of the game, you know, able to get a goal and able to strike 1-0 for the for the Golden Rams. I mean, you know, you can't. Already Vitullo was able to get on the board first, and you talked about him being the ECHA Player of the Year last year. Well, that was getting off to the bad foot.
Yeah, and it was, and we did mention on the pregame just a bit that maybe there was a shot in the dark that Villanova could come out a bit flat here tonight, and they have offensively only 7 shots on goal.
Yeah.
Defensively, to your point, the Vitullo goal just 30 seconds into the game, and then Logan Myers, who now leads Westchester. He led with 24 points, now with 25 as well, and this is a player who now has 9 goals as one of the engines, one of the 3 main engines between him, Vitullo, and Crane for this Golden Rams team. And Jason, we got to figure, where can you get your sources of offense that aren't Charlie Davis? We saw, obviously, he had the hat trick in one of those games that they played on the road against Indiana University of Pennsylvania. He's had 5 goals in his last 2 games, and he has been a machine so far this season for the Wildcats. But he can't play every single minute, and you got to find, where can you get comfortable looking shots? They've only had 7 so far in that first period. They've been shut out, and you got to give a lot of credit to this Golden Rams defensive unit. And a guy that I want to, point out namely has been Chase Hannon. He has just been an absolute machine so far, to say the least. He has been wreaking havoc on the defensive end, and you got to give a lot of credit to Chad Zimmerman as well. Even though it's only been 7 shots on goal, towards the end of that period, we did see the Wildcats look a little bit more comfortable offensively. So it'll be interesting to see which version of them we get in the second period, but they definitely have their work cut out for them.
You pointed out the Rams blue line, but I also just think that when it comes to switching coaches and coaching staffs, and now having Bobko, Coach Mark Bobko now as the assistant coach, if John Moore's out there as the coach, that certainly does change things too. And obviously everybody has to get in sync with the play calling and the special teams and the substitutions and all the different line changes out there. That's something that does have to be worked on as we go into period number 2. The one thing that I did like was when they were down 2-0 and they had the 5-on-3. The Golden Rams had the 5-on-3 opportunity. I will say that bringing back Charlie Davis in there with a fresh set of skates, I did think was the right move there. They just, again, came up empty and they weren't able to get him involved in the offense because of how good that blue line for the Rams has been in this game.
It's going to be really tough to try to get him going. I would like to maybe see him try to do a little bit more of an individual act and speed down the ice and get into the slot and try to, get your defender off kilter, and then maybe make Zimmerman make a move. Hey, if he lunges right, you shoot left, you try to get one on the board, a little wrister. And maybe if you skate around backside towards the crease and you can maybe get someone pushing through the low slot area towards the crease, maybe you can get a couple sticks in the fray and someone knocks one across, and now you're looking at a 2-1 game. But listen, if you're the Villanova Wildcats, it also starts defensively. You mentioned the blue line of Villanova, Jason, and we can really speak chapter and verse about how great Westchester's played defensively, but Villanova typically has been a lot more stout defensively. We've seen, a lot of quickness, a lot of sharp decision making, and a lot of times we've seen, sticks in the fray and poking the puck out and trying to set up offensively. It feels like this Westchester team is a step ahead in the physicality, they're a step ahead in the speed, and that's why they have this 2-0 lead, and it just took 30 seconds for them to scratch the scoreboard. But it will be interesting to see which type of Wildcat team we get in the second period. Do we get a team that maybe focuses a little bit more on the offensive side and tries to get something on the board, down 2-0 in this game, but the risk there is that Westchester could come back with a goal or 2 of their own. So, this is a Westchester team, 15-12, 31 points, second in the ECHA conference behind George Mason, and we've really seen in real time why they've been so dominant.
Kapranov really, it's not like he's had a bad day today. Now, one thing that if you look at the stats, you see 15 shots on goal for this Rams team, but there were like 3 straight plays where you and I were just watching, and there were just like fast break passes that were just being sent all the way from the red line for the Rams. And when guys are wide open, up out in transition, you get a lot of one-on-one matches, and that's not so easy.
Yeah, you do, and something that I think Westchester has done a phenomenal job of tonight is speeding from defense to offense, and then also having a trailer and even a couple of trailers. So when you get a skater blowing by over on the far side, they can actually have couple options. They can either skate around, hit something off the boards, and hopefully get an advantageous ricochet, which could set someone up over towards the left side circle or even deep in the slot. Or what you could do is take it yourself if you get a good angle on Kapronov over in kind of an awkward angle for him to try to make a save, or even dump something off down low into the low slot and maybe get a defender of Villanova to knock one in when you get a lot of those bodies colliding, and you also muddy up the eyesight of Kapronov, and that's something that Westchester has done a phenomenal job of here tonight. And also that second goal, that Myers goal, was a shorthanded goal, and against this Westchester team, 5-on-4, you're already putting yourself in a deep hole. 5-on-3, it's just you're on life support.
That's the best way to put it. Look, the Wildcats, they do trail 2-0. Before we take it to break, I did want to ask you, because obviously there's a lot of things that have to be cleaned up in this second period, but what's going to be something that you're going to be looking for from the Wildcats in order for them to get back into this game?
Offensive creation is going to be big here, Jason. Do they have creators not named Charlie Davis? Do they have somebody that can start that transition that we've seen from Westchester, where, hey, if you're down low and the Golden Rams are getting a couple of shots up, you get someone who puts a stick in the fray and then gets a steal and then starts that fast break down the ice and maybe sets someone up down low for an easy looking shot. I'm looking to see, who's going to be that type of spark. Is it Balzerati? Is it Kabelski? We've mentioned Jack Fidacaro and how great he's been lately for this Villanova team. Is it even him? There's Davian Peretti, could maybe get the scoring going for Villanova, because you got to figure Davis will eventually get his goal, or maybe multiple if you're lucky here tonight with the way Westchester's playing.
Yeah, he's been getting blitzed a lot tonight, but somebody else has to step up. They're saying anybody else but Davis, somebody else has to try to come on through. We're going to step aside, but we'll be back in just a little bit for some second period action here at Hatfield Ice Arena. Wildcats trying to get back into this game. They trail 2-0. Wildcats trying to get some offense going. Oh, there was a chance there by Kabelski, just couldn't get it off. He mistimed it a little bit. And they had a chance to get some daylight, but Tomczak will try to reset the offense here. Kabelski, again, we said that he had a chance to try to put something in, but the Wildcats need to not come up empty. Dump off pass that goes over to Vogel, or Balzarati that is. It's off the stick of a Ram. And resetting it will be Nick Wood. He took a little fall towards the end of that first period. He's back out there, thank goodness. Kabelski over towards the near side. And now they got to get back on defense. It's a 3-on-3 action here. And they stand their ground. Good job on the blue line by Tom Lynch. So he went toe-to-toe with the Golden Rams.
A slap shot just a bit wide from Kenny Duffield, but still seen some offensive identity here.
Shot that's deflected, and I think that went off of the stick of Jonathan Naraki. Wildcats trying to set on offense again. Davis was wide open, but Naraki again trying to redeem himself. Just going to get it. And Wildcats still in possession. Naraki getting a little bit physical. Lost the puck, though, as he banged right into a Golden Ram. And getting back on defense is Tom Lynch, trying to stand over towards the near side. Good shot deflection by Peretti. And the puck goes all the way down over past center ice.
A lot of creation there from Logan Myers. Looked to try to set someone up over towards the slot, even closer to near side. But a good job by Davis poking it out, and we'll see if the Wildcats could get something brewing here offensively.
Bodies go down like bowling pins over towards the far side. And Lynch sets things up on a silver platter for Davis out in transition. But the Rams able to get another stick on it too. So
good job by Gavin Tarity putting the stick in. We've seen this pretty much all game long so far from Westchester.
Puck gets battered around and it gets pinballed over towards the top of the net. So it went right behind the net and it hit the back of the plexiglass and just landed right on top of there. So they're putting up a lot of high volume shots now. They just got to get the velocity.
Now a face-off here. We'll see if they win it.
They're doing much better on the face-offs. That's zip it over to a Ram. And Vogel able to play good defense again. Sargent has been playing a lot of minutes so far. Dumps it off over to Peretti on a fast break. Peretti, what's he gonna do? Dump it off over in no man's land, and it ends up going over to Ostriker, unintendedly speaking. Sargent with a transition pass that goes right behind the nets. I try to set the table up as Vogel intercepts the lunch money of a Ram.
This is the defensive line for Villanova. Let's see if maybe they could get some offense brewing. You see Sargent in there. Now Esposito takes a seat.
About 3.5 minutes into this second period. Some pushing and shoving going on downhill. And good job by the Wildcats to try to get back there on offense. Peretti with a shot that's right off the wall. It's really, really wide there. But he tried to get a stick on that again. Tomczak over in the near wing, in the near corner, trying to find a teammate of his. Instead, it's in no man's land again. 16 minutes to go here in the second period. The Rams have been a little bit quiet so far. Wildcats not able to get anything going their way. How about that little interception by Liam Tomczak off of the stick of Count Saknareth? Haven't really called his name too much today. That could have been trouble. Wildcats again getting Tomczak involved. So he goes from coast to coast on offense. Peretti gets it back. And it's going to go over towards the near side. Bodies go flying again. Whitaker, dump off pass over to Vitullo. And now he's trapped over in the far corner. Shot goes up and a good block and a nice little save there by Kapranov. That went off of the stick of Ray Cardagiano. He was looking for another goal there.
I think it actually hit the hand of Paul Giannetti. too. We saw that there.
Yeah.
His defensive line was able to hold stout for the Wildcats, and they were almost able to put a goal on the board.
Almost. And that was from Nick Wood. Boy, that would have been nice. And a pass by Cooper. Wildcats still retaining possession, and finally saying, "I've had enough," is the netminder, Zimmerman.
So we've seen a bit more of an offensive attack here in this second period from Villanova, but still nothing brewing yet offensively. So it'll be interesting to see if and when they're able to break the ice. But you do like, that defensive line for the last couple of minutes was able to prevent Westchester from getting anything going on their end.
Balzarati, again, facing off for the Villanova Wildcats. And the Rams take control. Almost halfway done this game. And trying to play defense all over Myers via tag, and that shot's really wide. Goes up by, it's number 4 for the Rams, and that is Nick McKay. It's the first time he is out there today. This pass from Logan Myers again. That shot goes right behind the net. Wildcats again will try to reset over on offense, but first they got to get it out of their zone, and finally able to get a hold of it will be for the Wildcats. So they try to go over on the other side. It's Nick Wood again. Wood dumps it off, and the Rams have possession. They're trying to go flying all over the place, and they're trying to play keep away from Davis again. A dump off pass from Myers over to his teammate Zach Crane. Intercepted though by the Wildcats over on the other side. Davis out in transition, puts up a shot. It's just a little bit wide off of the. I think it went off the stick of one of the Rams players. They were able to get a nice little stick on it. Vogel with a little thunderous shot there, and it hits off the side of the wall. Eddie. Oh man, he was trying to find his teammate out there, and that would have been a nice shot. Vogel gets it back though over at the points. As Grayson Esposito could have had a chance to put it up and in.
A phenomenal save by Connor Kaiser, not letting that pass really do anything and grow legs, as he was able to just completely cut the shooting lane off.
Vogel again back out there on defense, going up against Gavin Terity. 5'10" forward from Royersford, Pennsylvania. Ref goes tumbling and loses his footing. And an outlet pass as Peretti tries to get over to it. Who's going to win this battle? Instead, it's going to go to Connor Kaiser. Peretti tried to be really physical with him, but the Wildcats still have possession of the puck. They hustled. Give them credit for that. Now it's the 4th time that the Rams will try to set something up right behind their net. Peretti will stay on his man, though. Nice pass. That's all the way down over to Dominic D'Alessandro. Wildcats with 11 shots on goal. They've done a much better job here in this period so far as we played 8 minutes. Ooh, he had a big hit over towards that far side. Looks like there was a little bit of some tumbling there by Kenny Duffield and some pushing as well. Shot went off the skate of Jake Petullo. 11:40 left to go here in the second period. They're getting the shots up, but they just gotta try to do a better job. As that shot's deflected off of McDevitt's stick, and rebound. That's intercepted by Rapatoni. Another shot that goes all the way right behind the net and went flying high. I gotta tell you that McDevitt had a couple of chances to try to get some shots up and in, but just could not find the home of the net.
And this will be interesting too, is they're opting to go with that starting line back out there. We see Wood with Balzarati, as well as Timmy Kubelski, who hasn't played a ton this line together here tonight. But yeah, the defensive lines have been holding up here in this second period, Jason. We'll see if they're able to cut into that 2-0 deficit, though.
Okay, it's off the stick of the Golden Rams. 11 minutes to go here in the second period. Wildcats trying to play physical and just play zone defense. Got that nice little trap there by Villanova. Almost halfway done this second period. Jason Joseph here alongside Tom Hill on the Villanova Wildcats game as they take on the Westchester Golden Rams. A shot that's up by Villanova again. That's up and no good. Tom Shack trying to look for some help. And it's right behind the net. We'll pass it all the way forward. Instead, it goes into the stick of Wade Courtney. It's out there. Wildcats again trying to respond over on the other side. Stick is down. Shots up. No good there. Looks like Fittacaro would try to get going on offense, but he was well covered. He was well covered there.
Yeah, and Fittacaro had an opportunity there, and we've seen some of this creation that I talked about, Jason, but still, you got to give a lot of credit to both Zimmerman and this Westchester blue line. They've been able to really hold strong so far through the first 30 minutes of this game.
Davis will try to win his second face-off of the day. Try to get toe-to-toe with Aiden Thierloff. Davis dumps it off, gets it back, though, over towards the far side. What's he going to do? Davis still has it, puts up a shot. No. It went off of the escape of the netminder Zimmerman. Has some ISO movement on that offensive possession. A good little dump-off pass. Wildcats almost were able to get a little breakaway there. Sticks go clanking towards the near side. Not a lot of shots on goal for this Rams team, and that's because the offense has been really pretty much attacking so far today. Outlet pass that gets poked all the way down the ice. Looks like Kevin Seaman is going to come on for the first time. Shots up, and that one is good. Oh, man. That was Logan Myers with his second goal of the day. I mean, my goodness. What can't this guy do?
Now up to 26 points, extending his lead on the team over Zach Crane, who's second with 23. He's now scored goal number 9 and goal number 10 here tonight against the Wildcats. And Jason, right to your point where you were talking about how stellar of a job Villanova's been doing defensively in this period, well, Westchester has an answer for that. It might have been some announcer jinx there too, Jason, but nonetheless, the Golden Rams are really poised, playing a very airtight game here tonight, up 3-0.
The announcer jinx is real. It is. 3-0. That's the score of the game so far. Wildcats trail and been shut out. There's 9 minutes still left to go, though, in the second period. So still plenty of time to get back into this. Connor Kaiser still out there. Is Peretti on a fast break. See if he can try to skate down there and beat everybody to the punch. Peretti's lost control of the puck. And it went off of the stick of Kenny Duffield again. The shot goes up, though, and it's good. And again, the Wildcats are able to respond. Walter Ostreicher able to get the goal there. And already now it's a 3-1 game. We talked a little bit about Ostreicher and how he tried to put up some shots in the first period and finally was able to find the seam and able to put one in the net.
You had to think, Jason, that it was a matter of when, not if. However, now the question could be, too little, too late. Obviously, still a long way to play in this game, but sometimes you just need that first one to go on the board to maybe get a bout of momentum.
Gabelski dumps it off over to Wood again, and Wood lost it in traffic. And the Rams, a swarmful of them, were downhill. Got Brendan Sargent getting a stick on it over on the other side, standing his ground on defense. Sargent tries to poke it out over to Vogel. And Vogel gives it back off to Wood over towards the near side. Come the Wildcats as they have a little bit of momentum. Wood back behind the net. Tries to utilize the wall. There's a teammate down there to try to help him, and they're unable to come up with the puck. Alzarati had a man on him in front. Tomczak will try to gain control of the puck. And it goes over towards the far side. 3-1 is the score. Oestreicher able to knock a goal right after Logan Myers got his second of the day. That shot, though, was blocked. Again, saved by Zimmerman. He's got the stick on it and a little glove as well. 7:25 left to go here in period number 2. Wildcats are down by 2 goals. And Reddy gets it, or Naraki gets it over towards the near side. He wanted that so badly, but good defense by the Rams. And trying to get it up over Naraki again. And Naraki, and it looked like it was Naraki and Kaiser that were just, exchanging some fists back and forth, a little bit of pushing and shoving as well.
We've seen Naraki try to get something going here, but you got to give a lot of credit to Zimmerman, who was on the ground and was able to just poke it away on his knees right over on that left side. I believe it was Kaiser who was trailing, so he did have some help, but again, that can be tough. And obviously here is a primetime opportunity with a little over 7 minutes to play for the Wildcats to take advantage. And now, they're on a 5-on-4 with Kaiser taking a seat for the next 2 minutes.
And to Villanova's credit, like what Westchester has done really well this year is they've gotten into a lot of their opponents' heads, and they just got into Kaiser's head there. It's not so easy to do. 5-on-4 action, shots up, and that's good! Timmy Kabelski able to get the second goal of the period on the power play.
Goal number 6 of the year for Kabelski. He's up to 12 points, 4th on the team in points. And boy, they were able to really take advantage of that power play with Kaiser going to the bench. And just like that, Jason, the complexion of this game has completely flipped. Just a few short minutes ago, we were staring at a 3-0 deficit, and it looked like Westchester had an opportunity to maybe keep their foot on the gas and really run away with this game. But got to give a lot of credit to both Oestreicher and Kabelski. And something I mentioned, where were they going to get their sources of offense not named Charlie Davis? And just like that, we have a 1-goal game and an opportunity potentially to tie it here.
Wildcats trail now by 1. That's their 15th shot on goal, too. Balzarati trying to get it over towards the near side, but it is deflected, and now they got to get back on defense. Shots up, and that's saved again by Kapranov. Boy, oh boy, that could have been trouble. Logan Myers was looking for his hat trick there, man. He had a one-on-one opportunity. And good job by Kapranov to just be able to take him down.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to Kapranov there, and it was kind of a missile as well from Myers. So
that was a beauty.
It can be really tough, especially when he has a full head of steam going. But let's see if the Wildcats can maybe take care of this face-off here and maybe just poke something down low. Myers has had a couple games with goals. He's had 1 game with 2 goals, but not a hat trick yet this season.
Davis gets control of it for the Wildcats. Lots of bodies go flying over there. It's Cooper. Now has it, hands it off over to Davis again. Davis trying to get him out in the pass, but it's off the stick of a Ram. Their side, or far side wall. Good job by the Wildcats again to control the momentum. Here they come downhill. Caro couldn't jump. He came up empty there. Again, Lynch tries to get it back. They've made a lot of noise over the last couple of minutes, that's for sure. And they were able to get the energy back into the building. Less than 6 minutes to go in this second period. Puck again, we've seen a lot of pucks go over towards that back side of the wall. Now this time there's about 3 Wildcats and about 3 Rams that are over there, and nobody can seem to get it out. It's like a game of chess. Sargent, dump off pass over towards the far side, and a shot goes rocketed. It's by Lynch again. Kapranov dumps it off, and that could have been trouble. Still with the shot, and that's wide. That one goes way far off the mark by Zach Crane. Crane had a golden opportunity. Let's see if the Wildcats can capitalize out in transition again. Shot, no No good again by Villanova.
Yeah, phenomenal back poke over there on the near side. Looked like there was an opportunity to drive, but got to give a lot of credit to Kunsakenroth for poking that away. And now, even though with Wildcats, though, it sets up a face-off coming here with an opportunity near Zimmerman to tie this score at 3.
Love to try to see them try to make it 3 goals in this period, 3 unanswered. That'd be great. Sargent has to get back on defense. Ready over there to try to break up the passing lane, as well as Sargent. And that's how they're going to get possession right now. Vogel dumps it off over towards the near side wall, and icing is called. So again, a lot of good puck movement in this second period. And again, you don't want to play with fire, but when Villanova is able to find a way to just get their momentum back, they're one of the best teams in the ECHA.
They are, and they are really tough to stop. And also what helps is when you have Dmitry Kapranov in the net, it allows for you to kind of unlock your offense. And he has looked a lot better as this game has progressed against a really tough Westchester team. It's been mainly steered by Logan Myers, and if the Wildcats are able to hold him in check, obviously easier said than done, they might come out of here with a win.
There's a shot, and that is saved again by Zimmerman. Oestreicher was trying to go for his second goal, and again had a one-on-one opportunity, just could not deceive the mastermind.
And just sticking the glove up, almost like a pitcher fielding a line drive, and he had a rough patch there, did Zimmerman. This is a very talented goalie. 17 wins, most wins in the ECHA conference a season ago. He's almost at a 92% save percentage coming into tonight.
Giannetti on the face-off as a swarm full of Wildcats try to get over to it. They stumped off over towards the near side. Tomchak tries to get physical and dumps it off, and there's a shot there by Paul Giannetti. Rebound that was intercepted by the Rams. Dump it off over towards the near side of the wall. And we have 4 minutes left to play here in this second period. Wildcats were down 3-0, and they've scored 2 unanswered goals. Jason Joseph here alongside Tom Hill. Got to get back on defense. And a good little deflection there. That was Brendan Whitaker, who we know can get really hot at the right time. Shots deflected. There was a backhanded shot, again, by Jake Vitullo. So though again, stands his ground, gets the rebound, no-look pass. I don't know if that was a shot or a no-look pass, but was trying to perform some wizardry there. Gets it back over towards that far side of the wall. Dumps it off to his teammate and hands it off again. And there's a shot by Hannon. Hannon was given that on a silver platter there, but good job by Villanova to stand their ground again on defense. And Hannon was like, he had a big chance to try to put something in there, and I think Sargent got a stick on it.
Bunch of white jerseys were in the fray. You got to give a lot of credit to McDevitt too, just poking it out of there and not letting that turn into something ugly. Because a lot of times you do see where you maybe set it up for a slap shot over on either side of the wing, and
I tell you, they're doing a much better job with these face-offs. They're also not committing a lot of penalties, and they're really being, they're stepping up to the plate so far. Wildcats again trying to win the transition battle. And the Rams have something else to say. Lynch getting into the way of things and spoiling the party as McDevitt dumps it off. And there's a shot right over from the point, and it was by Balzarati. You'd like to try to see him get his 7th goal of the year. Just couldn't do so there.
We've seen the shots, a lot more aggression. We had 7 shots on goal, 0 goals in the first period, now 11 here in the second, and 2 goals, and an opportunity with a little under 3 minutes left to try to tie this score at 3.
They've only given up 4 shots on goal, and that's because of how great this offense has been. Shot goes up, and it's off the wall over towards the near side. Again, Wood tries to get it and stumped off over to a Ram. Wood tried to spoil everybody's party there and went up with a little Hail Mary type of a shot. This time it goes up over towards the ceiling. I think it stuck up there. I think it did. Oh, no. It just came right back down.
We're in the danger zone, if you will.
It's crazy. We saw a puck go right over our heads, like a couple of. That was back in November. That was wild. Almost came right over here. Wildcats trying to win another face-off. The Rams get it though. Balzarati slaps it. Just gets it up. It's dumped off over though. And this time it's Wood who had a one-on-one opportunity. Just couldn't get it. Rebounded though by Kabelski. Wildcats will try to reset again. Lynch over towards the near side of the wing. And we just got the penalty before was Connor Kaiser. He's still back out there though.
Just a game-changing play by Chase Hannon. Wood was free with nobody to beat, and he was able to just skate over and put his stick in the shooting lane. And boy, that really could have a change on the way this game looks towards the end of it. But
that's the second penalty in a row right on Kaiser. And we know what this team did on the very last power play, so there's 2 minutes left. They still actually get 2 seconds into the third period.
Yep, and Davis now here on the face-off too.
Davis dumps it off over to Vogel. Vogel trying to set everybody up. Dumps it back over towards the near side of the wall. Vogel goes over the shot right off the stick of Dominic D'Alessandro. And Kapranov wants to say, slow things down. Davis, though, he doesn't slow things down. He likes to pick up the speed a lot. And he's very quick, very lightning quick. Dumps it back off over to Vogel. Sends it over towards the near side, over to Tom Lynch's way. Lynch back over to Davis, and Davis, he almost tried to do a little 180 turn on that shot. Couldn't get it, though. Got the rebound. And the Rams trying to keep away and trying to get it up over towards the other side. They do. They just wanted to get a little bit of breathing room and try to kill the clock there. And Villanova, with about a minute left to go, still has a chance to try to tie this baby up.
Boy, Davis almost put one on the board off the foot of Zimmerman and ricocheted out.
Almost did an Owen Tippett,
yep,
like last year.
A 180 spin for a goal, and if anyone is to do that, it would be him.
Absolutely. Well, that's Balzarati back out there over at the point. Gets it back, puts up a shot. Oh, man, just off the back of the goalie Zimmerman there. Rebounded again by Balzarati, but good job by Kabelski to save it. 22 seconds left to go in this second period. Tomchak dumps it off over to Balzarati. They swing it over towards the near side. Tomchak gets it back. Dumps it back up over towards the near slot, and Balzarati could not get it. He was the intended receiver down there. Well, puck gets sent down all the way over towards the wall. No icing called. 2 seconds left to go, and that's going to do it. So they will have 2 seconds going into the third period. Still on the power play, but they trail 3-2, the Villanova Wildcats. They put up a lot better of an effort in the second period, and we'll talk more about that in just a few moments when we come back on the other side. Wildcats, they trail 3-2 to Westchester. Back here at Hatfield Ice Arena, Jason Joseph here alongside Tom Hill. Tom, that was a huge difference of a second period. I mean, obviously, like, we can't oversee things, but it did not start off that way. It certainly did not. The second goal of the day was scored by Logan Hires. He's had quite a day, but again, when you feed fuel to the fire to this Villanova team, when they find ways to scratch and claw their way back in, that's what they do. And this is just another game that shows how much resilience this team does have.
And we've seen it in different areas too, Jason, scoring not named Charlie Davis. And
Yes.
we've seen it twice with both Oestreicher in the initial goal for Villanova and then that second goal from Timmy Kabelski, and he's in double-digit points so far this season. So when you take a look at this Villanova team, we knew that it was a matter of when, not if. Now the question flips to, hey, is it going to be enough? You're still down in this game 3-2, albeit that was a much better scoring period. They played more physical. They were faster. They looked like a more cohesive unit. They weren't flat. And we'll see if that has a carryover effect into period number 3. We still saw a lot of really good saves from Zimmerman there. Kapranov has looked a lot better so far as this game has progressed.
Yes.
And you got to give a lot of credit to just the line changes and kind of, I like the way everything is looking so far, where it feels like we get a little bit of offense early, then they try to go to a more defensive line, and then you maybe get Davis in the fray during either that second change or third change, and usually it's the second change just to try to get that jolt of offense. And I really like that type of dynamic here tonight, and I think it's really worked so far. And you got to give it patience sometimes. Obviously, it's been a month since they last played. They haven't been here at home in almost 2 months, so it takes a little bit of time to really fuel up. But the Wildcats have done a tremendous job here in period number 2, trying to salvage this and get it to within 1 goal, which they have after trailing by 3, and now an opportunity to tie it and potentially take the lead.
Kapranov, obviously a much better second period, but it certainly does help when you're out there and you're attacking on offense on all cylinders and you're winning the center of the ice, essentially. And I thought that they did a much better job at controlling, just like you said, controlling the pace. I also think that they dictated, the whole entire rhythm of that. I'd say from like the 11-minute point onward, into that second period. And so, we talked a little bit about Balzerati. Davis, even though he hasn't really showed up on the stat sheet, I got to tell you, in that second period too, the puck was moving through him, and it started with him setting up plays for everybody else. And he was also there to get some big-time rebounds as well. So if he's moving without the puck, he's just as dangerous.
Yeah, and this can be really tough too, because we've seen a more concerted effort offensively, and it feels like, we've also just seen more creation too. Nick Wood had an opportunity to tie it, but a phenomenal play by Hannon for Westchester, just kind of diving towards him to just put his stick out and prevent the goal, and he did it successfully. There was an opportunity there for Charlie Davis with a couple of purple jerseys in his eyesight, and it actually hit off of the goalie's foot. So, Zimmerman has been great all night. He might have got lucky there, but if you're the Wildcats, you have to be very happy about what you got effort-wise in that second period. You got to be happy at what you got offensively. Obviously, we knew that the defense was going to show up. They've been a very strong, stout defensive unit all season long, but if you're Villanova, keep your foot on the gas and try to steal one here after being down 3-0 here at home. Big game tomorrow against Lehigh.
Something that we mentioned that they had to clean up in the first period, or from the first period to the second period, was all the outlet passes that were being made by the Rams. And they certainly did a better job, not only in transition, but cutting off the passing lanes. You've emphasized that so much today. And I think that they must have heard you up here from the booth, because they've done a much better job in that area too. Now, what's it going to take in this third period coming up? Obviously, they have 2 seconds left on this power play, but what are they going to need to do in order to not only tie the game, but just to try to go for the win?
I would say keep it up. I would say keep it up offensively, defensively, especially defensively, because that's one of the big keys. It felt like Westchester did kind of sneak that second Logan Meyer's second goal, the third goal for the Golden Rams here tonight. That one kind of snuck through, and it felt like still an uncomfortable scoring period for Westchester, and that's going to be something that needs to happen if Villanova is able to move on and get a win here at home and get 2 more points in the ECHA conference, because this Golden Rams team, they have a lot of great scorers. You know, Crane has been kind of quiet here tonight. We obviously saw the goal 30 seconds into the game from Jake Patullo, but listen, if you're Villanova, you played a tremendous second period. Keep it going, keep your foot on the gas. I like the line changes, I like the offensive identity, I like everything I'm seeing so far in that second period, and you gotta figure, if you're the Wildcats, it just takes one to tie it up, and now momentum, if you're a believer in momentum, is solely in your hands, and you really almost control the fate at that point.
It is all about momentum, and the Wildcats, we're going to wait and see if they're going to be able to ride that momentum wave as we're going to get ready to begin puck drop for the third period in just a little bit. We're going to step aside once again, but when we come back, we got puck drop for the third period coming on up. Wildcats, they're down 3-2, but they're looking for another win at home at Hatfield Ice Arena. Stay tuned, we'll be back in just a few moments. Well, what a game it's been between the both of these rivals. Westchester taking on the Villanova Wildcats. Jason Joseph here alongside Tom Hill. Wildcats, they were down 3-0 halfway into that second period, and then they were able to get some good offensive play, including a goal by Walter Oestreicher, and you also had another goal that was scored too, and that was by Timmy Kabelski. So it's 3-2 as we start off the third period, and I'm excited for this next period. I think that we're going to have a back and forth period, and this is going to be cinema.
Hopefully we can see that here tonight. We've been treated to a good game so far, and big implications in the ECHA conference. Westchester 31 points coming into tonight. Villanova 24, albeit they played much less games than a lot of their counterparts. But if you're Villanova, you want to try to get to 26 points, and ideally if Lehigh loses tonight, you can leapfrog them in the standings. And we saw a much different team in that second period, Jason. A lot more aggressive. They were better offensively. They were more coherent. We saw 2 goals, one from Oestreicher, one from Kabelski. We should be in store for an action-packed third period.
Third period underway. Balzerati tried to win the face-off, and it goes into the glove or the stick of Kapranov. Balzerati has it back again, dumps it off over towards the far side, hands it off to Wood. Wood zigzagging through the lane, almost beat his defender, and McHugh will deflect it over to Wood again, but another penalty called. It was going to be a 5-on-5. Literally just 2 seconds were left on the power play from the second period, and it was on Connor Kaiser. But this time it's another power play advantage for the Villanova Wildcats, and this is going to be big for Vitula. It's been one of their biggest scorers this season, and one of their faces. Balzerati again on a face-off. Gets it into the stick of Cooper. Trying to play defense though over on the near side. Got a good job again. That was by Nick Wood to interfere on that play and cause the Wildcats to go back on offense with a little bit of some swag. Balzerati dumps it off right behind over towards the red line. There's it over to Tomczak, shots up, and it goes off the skate of a Wildcat, but they will be able to get the rebound. That's the 21st shot on goal, and already the 17th since the end of the first period.
I'd like to see a little bit more pace here from the Wildcats. 1:15 left with no Vitullo.
Davis zigzagging, going towards the near side, pumps the brakes, and dumps it right behind the nets. Didn't know what he was going to do. Sometimes he's a magician. Fedicaro with a slap over to Tom Lynch. Wildcats going to get back on Diaz. This one is sent down all the way towards the right side of the goal post. And 40 seconds left on the power play. They tried to kill the power play there, the Rams. Davis was the monkey in the middle, and then had to watch that one go flying by. Davis again for the Wildcats. I mean, just the footwork and the puck movement. Just look at him go right here. It's unbelievable. Tries to dump it off, though, and gets it back over to Tomczak at the point. Shots up, and it's just behind the net again. It's actually Vogel who tried to put up the shot there.
Almost deflected off of Oestreicher and went in, but got to give a lot of credit to Westchester there, salvaging that 2-minute stint there where they were down a man, and now they get another skater back on the ice.
Looks like it's Vitullo who is back out there. And the penalty there, shots up, and then what a nice save by Kapranov. I mean, that was a rocket that was coming right over to his way, and that's off of the hot stick of Aiden Theoloff.
Yeah, it was an opportunity for Theoloff to put one across the net, moved again. We've seen that a couple of times so far here tonight, but again, still an opportunity. It's been a slow-moving third period, to say the least, but an opportunity for Westchester to pad that lead.
Peretti tries to give it up in traffic, dumps it off over to, that is Grayson Esposito. Haven't seen a whole lot of him on offense today. Esposito sets it back over to Sargent, and the puck gets poked and battered around. Rocky, for Ostriker, that is, towards that far side. Villanova has done a much better job penetrating the offense. Esposito has been getting more involved out there. Finds a teammate over towards the right side, and just off the mark again by Ostriker, looking for his second goal of the day. Just got it deflected again off of Zimmerman.
A tough-looking angle there from Ostriker. I'd like to see maybe Esposito get going here offensively. McDevitt in on this line as well.
They're back on defense, and good job by them to just block that shot there. It was Kapranov who just was able to make the stop. That was incredible. It was right behind the net. And Wildcats again trying to get back into control of the puck. Villanova with 22 shots on goal. They trail 3-2. Jason Joseph here alongside Tom Hill. Still plenty of time left to go in this third period. Right now they're in their defensive zone, and the blue line has to step up to the occasion. There's a shot, and that is way too strong. Kaiser tried to get the assist there. Gets stumped off over towards the near side. So it's Finn McHugh over on offense. Now has to get back on defense. Balzarati gets a little piece of the stick, a little piece of the puck there. And the Rams trying to get something up off the stick again of, once again, McHugh, and saved by Kapranov.
Yeah, this is that starting line that we've seen for both periods with Kabelski, Balzarati, Nick Wood as well. This is where Villanova did get some of their offense too, so it'll be interesting to see if this is the line that could potentially tie us. We have seen some opportunities from both teams, but offensively they both look just a bit stagnant coming out of that break.
Lots of whistles here in this third period, and that's pretty much expected. Wildcats losing yet another face-off. It's been a little bit of time since they won a couple of those. Balzarati gets a nice little block there. Goes off the stick, and it's Tyler Cooper back out there over on the blue line for Villanova. Balzarati dumps it all the way downfield over to Nick Wood towards that far side. And it's rejected again by, that is Wade Courtney. I don't call his name a whole lot today either. And they get back on defense. Shots wide, and that just went right into the glove again of Kapranov. That was off of the hot stick of looks like it was Brian Keelman.
I've seen a couple opportunities for both teams to try to put one on the board, and it's big for Westchester too to try to add that insurance goal. It can be so demoralizing with just a little over 14 minutes to go in this game.
Blue line protecting the king of the ice once again as they stand out. And there's Davis with the speed of lightning. Dumps it back off over to Finicaro. Finicaro tries to give it back to Davis. They had a chance. Wildcats will try to reset, but now they got to get back on defense again. That shot's way too wide by Connor Stratton over on the blue line. Davis goes back behind the net. 3 Wildcats towards that near side of the wall. Good puck movement by the Rams, blocked again by the Wildcats. And they tried to find a cutter back door, and that was just off of Myers' stick.
Yeah, Crane had a look towards the high slot, but it was weeded out pretty easily.
There we go. Wildcats have it back on offense again. Puck gets sent all the way down in the territory of the Rams. 3-2, still a stalemate in this third period. Neither team has blinked.
Chase Hannon back out on the ice for the Golden Rams. He's been so stellar tonight defensively. He's really the reason why this game is not 3-3. Stopped Wood on a breakaway opportunity in that second period.
Tom Sack wants to slow the tempo down and Again, tried to find the stick of Fitakara. Played just about 8 minutes, or just about a little bit less than 8 minutes into the third period. Gets dumped off, and Tom Sack will get it back. I do like how they're, both teams have obviously had their runs with their shots on goal, but Villanova still seems to have the control, Tom.
Yeah, it just feels like we're waiting for them to tie this up. You got to give a lot of credit defensively to Westchester, not letting anything completely brew yet.
It's true. But he gets it back. And comes over towards the near side. Sticks go clapping, but no shot goes in. McKay over at the point. Tries to zigzag through a couple of defenders, and what a stop there again by Kapranov. I mean, that was ridiculous.
Just an unbelievable individual effort. It looked like breaking through was McKay, who tried to put one across, and the Golden Rams had a couple of opportunities down low, but
they did.
Just nothing to show for it. And Kapranov, it was at a tough angle, but there were a lot of white jerseys in the fray. Kunsaknarov also had an opportunity near the crease, but some pressure here from the Golden Rams. We'll see if Villanova's able to weed this out.
3-2 still. And the Wildcats get a little bit of a break here. Going on fast break. Shots up. Oh, man, no good. Man, oh, man. Nick Wood tried to get it in. It was just half a step late.
A lot of credit goes to Zimmerman there. It just blew by two purple jerseys, and it was just him and Zimmerman. And we have seen a very aggressive Nick Wood here tonight, and he has really tried to keep the Wildcats in it, despite not being on the scoreboard, and neither team being on the scoreboard yet so far through the first almost 8 minutes of this period.
They get control of the stick again. Lynch, the shot is too wide. 3-on-3 defense here, and the Wildcats able to interrupt the play once again. Lynch being very physical. Something that you want from one of your best blue line players out there. Bronov gets it right behind the net, dumps it off over to a Wildcat. Jason Joseph here alongside Tom Hill at the Hatfield Ice Arena. Another breakaway opportunity for the Wildcats, and that shot was way too high. Again, Paul Giannetti. He gets it back, sends it over towards that near side of the wall. 10:55 left to be played in period number 3, and another whistle called. 24 shots on goal for this Wildcats team, and again, it looks like that they're getting the pace, and they played a little bit better as this period has gone on, but nothing has broke through for Zimmerman.
And there have been a couple opportunities as well.
Wood one-on-one?
Wood had an opportunity one-on-one. There were some opportunities earlier in this period as well, but
Davis over at the point, and that pass was way too wide by Vogel. Trying to find an open receiver. Vogel wants to try to redeem himself and get the rebound. Instead, it goes into the stick of Jack Fitakara. It's Naraki out there. Good job again by the Wildcats to play very good defense. Davis and also out there too had Lamazny. Davis gets it over towards the near side. They swing it off. Davis back over to Jack Fitakara, but he lost it. And they got to get back over on defense. And the blue line again with Vogel doing a good job interrupting the play by the Rams. 9:55 left to be played in the third period. 3-2 is the score. Wildcats still down by 1. Davion Peretti goes fumbling and tumbling down and dumps it back over to Esposito. Esposito wants to get Tom Shack involved. Sets something up. Giannetti's shot goes up. It's blocked, though. And the second time by Esposito, no, but some fisticuffs going on. over on both sides. Esposito was there downhill in the crease, and he tried to, provide the little tip back, if you will. Just couldn't get there, and again, Zimmerman acting like he's a wall.
Yeah, just unable to penetrate through and get this tying goal across, and there was an opportunity for Peretti. Hit the deck, a couple purple jerseys were in the fray, but this will be an interesting game-changing call, and they're going to get Peretti as the guilty verdict, which a lot of people in the crowd's here and disagreeing.
And Balzerati got a little bit banged up there too. I saw him, massaging that shoulder for a second. This is big because now it's a little bit of some 4-on-4, because you have Peretti and of course Thierhoff over in the box for each team. Curious to see how they do with this 4-on-4, because we haven't seen a lot at home this year per se them with this situation. Jason Joseph here alongside Tom Hill. Both teams have 26 shots on goal, and it's been neck and neck between these two big rivals in the ECHA. Balzerati again trying to win the face-off for the Wildcats. There's a big one. And he dumps it off over to Tomchak at the blue line. Tomchak gets it off the stick of McDevitt, and it goes out of play. I mean, if you're Villanova here, you really have to try to capitalize on this opportunity.
Especially when you have both are down a man on the ice, but this could be a real primetime opportunity for Westchester to try to pad that lead.
Wildcats running wild, downhill, shots no good, off the stick of Wood. He's had 5 opportunities today to try to put one in, couldn't do so there. There's a puck loose for a quick second that went off the stick of that was Balzerati, and he just could not get that in. Thought maybe there was a chance that somebody was going to get over to the fumble puck. They got to get back over on defense. A little serve pass that's out of the way of Zach Crane. Kabelski set things up again over towards the back of the blue line. And they put a shot there, and it's gloved once again by Zimmerman. Try to get Lynch involved, or Cooper that is involved in the offense, and instead of just waiting, he just took the shot there. I was a little bit surprised that he didn't just wait for his teammates.
Now, big opportunity again, face-off coming. Let's see if the Wildcats can win this and maybe poke it back towards Lynch.
Davis. Again, Wildcats can't get anything to go, and the Rams want to try to take advantage. Lynch over towards the far side. Dumps it back over to another Wildcat. That's Cooper. Here comes Cooper on the run, puts up a shot, and it's deflected and now gloved again by Zimmerman, who's just had a very, very good day today. Both netminders, didn't really start off so good for Kapranov, but he's had a much better second period and obviously third period so far.
Yeah, he has, and he's really settled down here, and you got to give a lot of credit to this Villanova defensive front too. They've been able to hem in a lot of these scorers, other than Logan Myers, and the Vitullo goal just 30 seconds into the game. Westchester has done precious little offensively.
Wade Courtney is out there for the Rams. Vogel for Villanova. Still plenty of time to go. Now it's back to 5-on-5 play. As we have a stick down. Puck gets knocked loose. A swarm full of Wildcats are there, intercepted. Villanova again trying to take it over towards the far side. And let's see who gets over to this puck. It's going to be the Golden Rams, who end up giving their way. It was a free-for-all there. 7 minutes to go in period number 3. Jason Joseph here alongside Tom Hill as the Wildcats, they just trail by 1. A thriller of a game so far. That goes right behind the net. And the Wildcats have to try to play defense. Puck gets knocked over towards the other side. Vogel tries to get a stick on it. It's deflected again. Shots up and it's good. And just like that, they're able to get an extra point and make it now a 4-2 game. Man, oh man. What a shot by Chase Counsack-Narth. Another goal for him on the season. That's his 5th. And that was a big one. Just couldn't get the rebound there. And now it's a 4-2 game. That was disappointing. Wildcats still have time, though, to get back into this. Esposito will try to play defense all over his tag, and that is Connor Stratton. Hopefully the Wildcats can get their mojo back. With 6 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in period number 3. Rams have a chance. Esposito knocks into a Ram as he goes tumbling down. Esposito then just gets held over on the ankles. He's still down. 6 minutes to go in period number 3. Another shot's up, and this time it's blocked and deflected off of the skate of a Wildcat. And we have about 3 Wildcats down over towards the far side. That could have been trouble. That was a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Rams. And another penalty that's going to be called on Villanova. And this time it's on Grayson Esposito. They were able to get some offense going, and then just in the 3rd period, they had some nice shots and just weren't able to get anything to bounce their way. Both teams, top teams in the ECHA. Taking on one another here at Hatfield Ice Arena. I'm going to redo the face-off again because there was a little bit of movement. And some more whistles coming. Shame that the Wildcats will play. They will be playing tomorrow against Lehigh. That is still on the schedule for now. 1 minute, 56 seconds left on this power play. And again, Esposito is the one who's in the box. Esposito's had a pretty quiet day today. There's 11 points on the season, 6 assists and 5 goals. Wildcats, can they try to play defense again? Blue line will attempt to try to put the offense in a position to go on a fast break. Shots up, though, and it's just a little bit down. That was Benjamin Whitaker trying to get involved in the offense. This time it goes off the stick of, again, that's Chase Hannon. Hannon's had some opportunities over at the high points. The puck goes right downfield, and the Rams still have control of the puck. 5:20 left to go, and about 1:25 on this power play. Wildcats have to kill the penalty here and get back over on defense. Tomczak gets a stick on it, and that goes off the stick again of a Wildcat. There's a shot up by a Golden Ram, and nothing to it. They'll try to set up again right behind their own nets. Doing that a lot today just to try to get the defense out of sorts whenever they can. 4:45 left to go in period number 3. Robbie Moses sends it over down towards the far side. Fight forward over towards the near side of the wall. Rams are able to come up with it. 30 seconds left on the power play. Kenny Duffield from Holland, Pennsylvania. With the puck. and then passed it off over to a teammate, and the shot was a little bit wide and far to the right. Still 17 seconds left on this power play, and 4:12 to go in period number 3. Haven't put up a shot on goal in quite a little bit of time. It's been about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Puck goes all the way over to Carter. And Wildcats able to play good defense there. Intercepted by Vogel. Vogel gets it right downhill. Vogel has Esposito over towards his right side, goes up with a shot. No, just off of the skates of the netminder Zimmerman. Esposito wanted to redeem himself. It's blocked again. Oh man, Vogel thought that maybe he might have that. Vogel trying to disrupt her. Davis, that is, over on offense. Now has to play defense. Goes over towards the near side of the wall. Now Vogel has control of it. And we have a whistle called. A whistle is called. And we have another penalty. Another one. And it's going to be on Charlie Davis. Man. Westchester has certainly made their presence known in this third period, and Villanova has made some mistakes. Still time left though. 3:32. They just, again, you gotta try to kill the penalty again for now what is the third time in this period. And you're down one of your best offensive players too, so that doesn't really help. Davis, who has 2 hat tricks on the season, over in the box. Another face-off here, over towards the right circle. Alvarado can't get a stick on it. And Wildcats have to play defense again. Chase Hannon over at the point. Sends it towards the near side. Hannon gets it back. Dumps it off. And Wildcats trying to get another stop on it, and they do. That was an open puck. But Kapranov able to, again, get a glove on over it. Still 97 seconds left on this power play. And the question is, when do you pull Kapranov? It's going to be the next question. Obviously not now. We're still out there over on defense. Hannon gets it over towards the near side. Dumps it back off over to, that is Aiden Theroff. Back over to Whitaker. Whitaker's shot is no good, and a glove again by Kapranov. They are slowing the clock down with these shots, so pacing certainly does help, and we are going to have a change of a line for the Golden Rams. Played a lot of games on the road this year. They've been really successful, and obviously the Wildcats have had a lot of success over at home. And another whistle called. What a game between the both of these teams. 2:43 left to be played in period number 3. And a little bit of some movement again up front. This by Luke Melito from Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. Ball pass that's shoved over towards the near side of the wall. Wildcats trying to get it out of that little trap area. Got a couple of pucks go down that way. We're still in defensive ground. The Q wants to try to get it out. And there's a little bit of some 3-on-2 action over in that corner. And time being wasted. 2:13 left to go. Set up over at the point by Crane. Crane's shot is just over the net. Rebounded though by Myers. And another whistle. That's going to hopefully benefit Villanova here. Still 34 seconds left on what's felt like it's been a very long power play. .205 left to be played in period number 3. Jason Joseph here alongside Tom Hill. Tom Hill obviously going to be interviewing someone after the game is done. Puck gets deflected and Villanova trying to get back out with it. Puck is set free over towards that far side. Still got to play defense and play zone. Over towards that near side again is Kenny Duffield. Duffield sends it off, but it goes off the stick, and it just goes right behind the net. Bodies go clapping right over there. Behind the net over towards the wall. 1:35 left to be played, and Wildcats still can't get it out of their zone. And it's sent off over to Partigiano. Here we go, there's shots up. No, Davis thought that he had a chance and just couldn't get it. Vitacaro and Davis not able to communicate there. And with 1:18 left, see what happens. Man, I mean, that was just a golden opportunity there for the Wildcats to try to get some offense penetrated. And when you're down by a goal with still like 1:18 to go, still got a chance. Looks like we have a timeout called. 4-2. Westchester still out in front. Wildcats, they came into today winning 3 of their last 4 games, and we're 4-0-2. Still are 4-0-2 at home, with an 11-2-2 record and 24 points. Still 1:18 left to go, and if you're Villanova, obviously, you got to figure out when to pull Kapranov just to get an extra wing out there or somebody on offense. But with the way that the momentum has shifted, it's been a little bit tough. .78 seconds left to be played in the third period of what has been a nail-biter of a game between the Wildcats and the Rams. The next time that the Wildcats will play will be tomorrow. It still is on the schedule for now. They will not be here, though, at Hatfield Ice Arena. We're playing against Lehigh. Balzarati trying to go up against Terity on this face-off. Who wins? And it goes into the pendulum of the Rams. And Peretti gets it back, though, over towards the near side, gives it up to Davis. Davis to McHugh over at the blue line. Sets it up over towards the point. Shot is battered around. Peretti gets the rebound again. Extra offensive man out there for Villanova. Shots up, and that's just off of the glove again of Zimmerman. Another shot is just a little bit wide, and that's by Tomczak over at the point, at the top of the perimeter. Again, McHugh, his shot's wide towards the far right side. 42 seconds left to go. Tomczak, they can't really waste time here. Dumps it off over to what was supposed to be Balzarati, and now Peretti gets it over towards that near corner. Tomczak slicing and trying to find Davis right over towards the near side. 25 seconds left to go. Davis dumps it off. Gives it back over to McHugh. Now McHugh over towards the near side. 18 seconds left. Davis almost intercepted it, and that shot is way too wide as the blue line stands ground again. Tomczak, 8 seconds left to go. And, well, the Wildcats are going to go on and lose this game, their first home game of the season, and that's going to do it. So the Villanova Wildcats, they lose a hard game, hard-fought game between them and the Westchester Golden Rams. The final score is 4-2. And this was quite a game between both of these teams, who are very physical and have very similar play styles, coming with the same amount of energy. Both obviously played a hard-fought game today. We will be having some post-game interviews in just a little bit, but what a game between the both of these teams. So the Wildcats, they lose their first home game of the season, as we just mentioned. They're now 4-1-2 at home. They do not get a point today. That would have certainly helped, according to the ECHA standings. But another 2 points granted to Westchester, and they've just continued to have a really great season, but a disappointing loss for Villanova. Who's coming off of a break. Thought maybe that the tensions were going to be high. They started off on the wrong foot today, and then they got back into it in the second period and were able to take advantage of some miscommunication plays by Westchester. Then the third period, that was just dominance by Westchester and their blue line, and their defense was able to step on up. Obviously, though, nice to see a couple of goals by the Wildcats. One by Walter Ostreicher. Was able to get a goal in today's game. And another big one, too. That was by Timmy Kabelski. Kabelski now with 6 goals. And, of course, Ostreicher gets another goal for him on the season. He's able to do a good job there.
Where do I go? This here?
So we're going to send it off to Tom Hill in just a few seconds. But another really good game. Tom has it down there. All right, Tom. Who you got?
Ready. All right, I'm here after a 4-2 game with Timmy Kabelski, and Timmy, you scored your 6th goal of the year, but obviously it was not enough. 4-2 the final here at home against Westchester. Explain how tough this stretch is of games against these ECHA conference teams.
Yeah, I mean, at this back half of the year, every game's really important. Obviously, a lot of league games. Would have loved to win this one. They're a great team. I know coming back from the break, it's tough, but yeah, I mean, I think we left it all out there for the most part, but we got to get our legs back under us for sure.
Yeah, so tomorrow's game against Lehigh, it's a tough turnaround. Another ECHA team, a tough team at that. Explain to me that second period where you guys really got going offensively, what you can use to propel yourself forward in these future games.
Yeah, I mean, I think playing outdoor tomorrow is going to bring the energy just like we had in that second period. And I think that helps a lot, especially with our team and our culture. It's going to be fun playing in that outdoor game. So if we just bring that same energy as we did in the second period, I think we'll get a lot more goals. So.
Timmy Kabelski with the 6th goal of the year. Villanova falls 4-2 to Westchester. I'm Tom Hill. Jason, back to you.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate it.